December 16th, 2001 marks a day that the NFL wants you to forget. It was a complete and utter catastrophe. A day where NFL officiating was a total disaster and showed how scary and disgraceful an angry mass of sports fans could be. Now first, let me take you back a few years to really put this into context.
Coming up next on SportsCenter, artwork.
The Browns are indeed coming to Baltimore.
The Browns make a run for Baltimore, leaving no joy behind in Cleveland.
In 1995, Cleveland Browns owner Art Modell had become public enemy #1 after he decided to move the Browns to Baltimore after that season. To say that Browns fans were upset would be a massive understatement. The NFL was created in Canton, Ohio, which is now home to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. That's only an hour away from Cleveland. Taking away the Browns would be like if the MLB allowed the Yankees to be relocated. Fans begged and pleaded for the NFL to give their franchise back. And after 3 seasons without a football team, Cleveland got their wish. Only 1 season after they got them back, their former team had already won a Super Bowl. After their first 2 seasons ended in disappointing fashion, they had finally gained some momentum in 2001. Throughout the first 12 games, the Browns had fought to a respectable 6-6 record. Matched up at home versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, this was a must-win if the Browns wanted a shot at the playoffs. With a minute left, the Browns down by 5. They need to score a touchdown. But more importantly, they have to get a first down now. It's 4th and 2. If they don't convert here, it's the ball game.
Remaining. And I'm just wondering if that was going to be one of those fake spots. Yeah, I thought he was going to do that.
Now, here's the dilemma. Jaguars coach Tom Coughlin is begging for an intentional grounding, which was true. You can't fake a spike and then spike it. This should be a penalty and a loss of down. The announcers are in agreement. This looks like this will be the call on the field. Even though it'll hurt the Browns, they still have a chance to win the game.
So this is what we've been told. That the replay officials on the previous play, the 4th down play, they tried to buzz the referees on the field, and they wanted the ref to take a look at where the ball was on the Quincy Morgan reception to review it.
Replay buzz prior to the snap. We'll be looking to see if the last pass was incomplete or complete.
That's the 4th down reception by Quincy Morgan.
Whoa, wait. That's not how replay works. Everybody knows that you are not allowed to replay something that happened 2 plays ago. That's one of the most basic rules of the entire replay system. Time was now going by. There was no words from the refs. No one knew what was going on. Players were confused. Coaches were confused. The fans obviously had no idea what was going on. But worst of all, the refs didn't know either.
Which I've never seen happen in this.
After review, the pass is incomplete. First down, Jacksonville.
So they say he was juggling the ball. And what Bush Davis is saying right now is we ran another
You can hear the boos in
Like I
the
said, in the history of
distance.
replay, guys,
Wow.
once another play has been run, I've never seen them go back and say
And it's one of the basic rules.
This left everyone on the Browns sideline pissed.
Wow.
But there was a much
Oh my
bigger
God.
problem that had begun taking place. Following the game, one of the side referees came out and said, quote, "It was scary to the extent that we didn't know if we were going to get hit by bottles or if the fans were going to charge the field." Eric Westmoreland, a member of the Jaguars team, was quoted saying, "They were throwing bottles from behind our bench, so we migrated towards the 50-yard line." With the mob mentality, this crowd of angry fans was capable of anything. One thing was for sure, those refs weren't getting off this field very easy. With no signs of this crowd slowing down, and the players
And
coaches,
yes,
refs just
some
as far away as possible,
some fans
with time
actually
still on the clock,
charged on
out
the
of
field.
desperation, this is what happened.
And now they're going to call the game.
End of the game.
Unbelievable. Now they call the game.
Well,
yourselves. People are getting hurt. It's ridiculous. You're only hurting yourself by throwing stuff on the field.
And the officials are pummeled as they head into the locker room, and Butch Davis is speechless. He doesn't know what to say or what to do.
So now, here's the scenario. The refs, players, and coaches had all exited the field and were in their respective locker rooms, many of whom were scared of getting hurt, and at least now they could breathe. A little. Oh, wait. The league office just called. They are making the teams and the referees go back on the field and finish the game. It had been 20 minutes, and now they're being forced to go back out there and have the Jags take a knee to officially end it. A member of the Browns years later said, quote, "Guys were undressed. Butch had already talked to the team." The Jaguars player from earlier was also quoted saying, "This was a big uproar because the coaches were like, hey, they're still throwing bottles. We don't want the players to go back out there." The league didn't care. Clearly. And here's another twist. Some fans believed that they all came back on the field because they were going to reverse the call. The head of Cleveland's Protective Services came out and said, when they restarted the game, "I think that some fans believed that the referees reversed the decision as far as the play with the receiver. The fans thought that was a football decision. This wasn't the case. Both teams gathered 11 random players to go back out there just for this. This was a complete and utter embarrassment from the referees to the Browns fans in the stadium who threw beer bottles and other items, to the league office for forcing these players and refs to go back out there, and lastly, to the Browns owner, Al Lerner, and President Carmen Policy for making these comments."
As I said, I'm not criticizing our fans at all, because I don't think it's appropriate today.
It wasn't pleasant. I wouldn't suggest anything like that. But it wasn't World War III. I don't see any terrible criticism that would be called for the fans. I think everybody controlled themselves, considering that they spent 60 minutes out in some pretty bad weather, getting bounced around pretty hard.
Depending upon how it's depicted, people will understand. No one got hurt.
Yeah, people
Something
got
very weird
hurt.
happened, so fine, we didn't have the most stable people in the world sitting in the stands, and people reacted. But it wasn't World War III.
The fans gotta stop throwing crap. We just saw a guy get hit in the head and he's down, split his head wide open.
So I gotta ask you a question. Have you wanted to...
Well, this is the game that the NFL wants you to forget. I almost showed my face. Oh my god.